What do you get when you mix 1.35 million fans, a massive lawsuit over fake grass, and a hat trick scored from basically another zip code? This is the wild story of the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup. It wasn't just a tournament, it was a cultural reset that turned Canada into the center of the soccer universe for 30 glorious days. We're talking record-breaking crowds and a level of hype that changed the game forever. Welcome back to Canadian Chronicles. I'm Ethan, and today we're deep diving into the time the Great White North hosted the world's biggest soccer party. Buckle up, because this one's a classic. This was the 7th edition of the tournament, and for the first time ever, the field expanded to 24 teams. That meant more drama, more countries, and way more soccer for everyone. 8 nations made their World Cup debut. We're talking Cameroon, Costa Rica, Ivory Coast, and even the Netherlands. The world was literally showing up at our doorstep. But before the first ball was even kicked, there was a major beef. And no, it wasn't about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. It was about the grass, or lack of it. For the first time ever, an entire World Cup was played on artificial turf. 50 international stars, including legends like Abby Wambach and Marta, actually sued FIFA over it. They called it discriminatory. Spoiler alert, the fake grass stayed. And man, it was a scorcher. Turf temperatures on the field reportedly hit 120 degrees. It was like trying to play a professional sports match on a giant frying pan. I hope they brought extra sunscreen. It wasn't all just drama and heat though. This was also a testing ground for tech. It was the first time goal line technology, the famous Hawkeye system, was used in a Women's World Cup. No more did it cross the line arguments. Now, let's talk about the home team. Team Canada had a secret weapon, 19-year-old Kadeisha Buchanan. She was a total beast on defense and ended up winning the Best Young Player award. She was basically a brick wall with cleats. The home crowd was absolutely electric. Over 54,000 people packed BC Place for the quarterfinals against England. That set a record for the highest attendance for any Canadian national team match, male or female. But then, the heartbreak. England scored 2 quick goals, and despite a late push, Canada was knocked out. You could hear a pin drop in Vancouver. It was a tough night for the North, but what a run. Speaking of England, they went on a tear and actually beat Germany for the first time in 20 attempts to take home the bronze. It was their best finish ever at the time. So, congrats to our cousins across the pond, I guess. We also saw literal living legends. Brazil's Formiga and Japan's Homare Sawa were playing in their 6th World Cup. Seriously, these women are basically soccer vampires. They do not age and they do not stop. Legend status unlocked. Then came the final, a 2011 rematch, USA versus Japan. Most people expected a tight battle. Instead, we got a 16-minute massacre that the world will never forget. Enter Carli Lloyd. Carli Lloyd decided she didn't want to wait for the trophy. She scored a hat trick in the first 16 minutes of the game. 16! I can't even decide what to order on Uber Eats in 16 minutes. And that third goal? Absolute madness. She saw the keeper out of position and launched it from the halfway line. It was a banger that literally broke the internet. Greatest goal in World Cup final history? Probably. The USA won 5-2, making it the highest scoring final in Women's World Cup history. They took home their 3rd title, and a staggering 750 million people watched it happen around the globe. That's a lot of eyes. The tournament was a massive win for Canada too. It generated nearly $500 million in economic activity. That's enough to buy a lifetime supply of Timbits for every person in the country. Probably. Don't quote me on the math. But the real legacy was the cultural shift. Right after the tournament, EA Sports finally added women's national teams to the FIFA 16 video game for the first time. It was a huge step for visibility and representation. Finally! This tournament was the tipping point. Professional leagues like the NWSL and WSL started blowing up. The world finally woke up and realized what we already knew. Women's soccer is absolutely elite and it's here to stay. Canada 2015 was a wild historic ride. From fake grass drama to halfway line miracles, it changed the beautiful game forever. What was your favorite moment from that summer? Let me know in the comments. I'm Ethan for Canadian Chronicles. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into Canadian history and culture. Catch you in the next one. Peace.